What's up? How we doing? Welcome back. So today we're going to do a little something different. I want to try doing a little bit of epoxy fiberglass repair on the little boat. So before I do that, I'll show you what I got. We're going to mix up some other things, and I'm also going to try and pour some coasters in a little casting that I have. So I'll show you what we're going to use. So we have some deep pour part A epoxy, and here's the part B, and we also have, this is what we're using, some mix-all universal tints. So I got 12 different colors. There's my little molds for the coasters. I got my brush, and I have some fiberglass resin matte. So we're going to mix all this up. I'm going to dye it, and then we'll get to doing some pouring. Okay, so we got some part A and some part B. So I mixed this, goes 3 to 1. So you see I got this to 5. I got my gloves on. So this should be to 1.5. So that should be my 3 to 1 mixture. I don't know, I don't really do too much of this. I'm hoping I'm not screwing it up. We're going to add blue. A little bit of blue tint. So this is a number 9 blue. I got the tint in there. So now with one hand, I'm going to try and really give it a good stir. So, dropping everything out of my pockets. Alright, so now we get this all in here. I already cut up some resin, fiberglass resin. I got that over by the boat. So now I'm just going to give this a stir. This stuff you have to stir up really good. We're going to stir this up pretty good. You feel it getting a little thicker on it, see? I'll stir it up even a little bit more, because like I said, you're supposed to have a really good stir to this. Trying to stir it without making a mess. Hold the camera. Do all this at once. I'm also going to use this resin in the boat. I know it's blue, but because I tinted it for the coasters here real quick. But I don't really care about it being blue, because I plan on kind of painting the inside over anyways. So that really don't matter to me. And I kind of think it's a little bit better for me right now having it tinted, so I could see where the fiberglass goes, where the epoxy sets, you know, and all that good stuff. So that later on when I go back after it's all dry, if I think I missed anywhere, I can kind of tell a little bit easier, because the epoxy will be colored and where it's not done won't be. Not that it really matters, but I figure what the hell, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Kind of doing a little bit of a project here, and taking care of the boat at the same time. So win-win, right? So alright, we've been mixing this up now for a couple of minutes. I think it's pretty good. So let's see if we can do this without making too much of a mess. Pour that right up. Go a little bit more. I leveled the table so it shouldn't spill out anywhere. That looks pretty dang good. So, hold on, I gotta move my hand. Let's do this one. I just ordered these little coasters. I think I got them off of Amazon. I'd like to get one of the cutting board ones. Do a whole board pour. I think that would be pretty dang cool. Awesome. Well, those worked out alright. So, just a matter of letting those set. So, alright. Let's go for a walk over to the boat now. So this is going to be a little different. Got to mix it, brush it in, set some resin and then brush that in. So, I'm just going to put this down right here. Stir it up a little bit more. Okay. I had some of this clean, but stuff from the tree and everything. So let's see. Let's get a little. Let's brush some of this in. Oh yeah, that's really goopy. Brush it in pretty good here. Like that. So let's see. I know you're supposed to wet these first and all this other stuff. I'm hoping that I wet underneath here enough. And I plan on really kind of wetting it in anyways. Like I said, it's kind of hard to do and hold the camera all at once. But I think you're getting the gist of it, right? And I really wet underneath, so and I'm really wetting it on top here too. And I'm doing up in here. I want it really wet right in here too. I want to do something with that little stress crack right in there. And where it's chipped on the bottom of the seat. Okay, let's see if I keep doing this or if I'm going to have to put you guys down for a little bit and kind of get some of it done and then come back and show you. It all kind of really just depends here on how this works out. That in the corner really good. Nice. Okay, I'm actually going to put you down because you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put you down for a little bit because I kind of really need both hands and it's hard to do. So I'm going to knock some of this out. You got the gist of a little bit of what I'm doing. I got some here that I'm just going to lay all that down. I'm going to use up that resin while I can and really kind of just try and lay some of this out in the boat. So I'm probably going to actually crawl up in the boat and kind of do what I got to do up in there. But again, I don't have both hands. And you can see my helper. He's riding this four-wheeler. So I'm going to put you down and I'm going to do some of this and see if I can't get it done. And once I get it done, I'll kind of show you what I got going on. Alright, so yeah, I guess that's going to be what it is for a few minutes. Like I said, I got to get going with this epoxy. And it's kind of hard to do with just one hand. So we'll see in a little bit, guys. So we are back. I spread some stuff out. I epoxied some. I laid some resin down. Made a total mess. I had to clean it all up. Gloves didn't really hold up too good. For the most part, it looks pretty good. Some of it I'm not really too impressed with how I did. But for the first time, it's not too bad. I'm trying to pat down a little bubble I see here. I don't really care too much about it right there because it is what it is, and it's just kind of like a little spot to hold, but nothing. So yeah, I'll show you what I got so you can see what's going on. So here we go. There's a crack in the seat right there, just along the rib, you know, right in here. So I just kind of resined it up, laid some mat down, pat it all in. I've got some little furries hanging off the side there. You know, that's fine. I've just got resin on my damn arm because there's shit on the boat. So we got that there. So here we go on the floor. So there's a couple little stress fractures in there. Again, nothing that come through or anything like that because I believe the bottom of this is foam. I believe inside the bottom it's foam. You know, in the base area there. So anyways, I got like maybe 3 pieces on top of each other, maybe even 4 in some areas right up in here. You know, there's just a little stress crack in there. And then the bottom of the seat over years, you know, being kicked and stuff like that, it's a real light plastic fiberglass that was just all cracked on the bottom. So I just filled in here, structural over there to make the seat a little more structural, and then in the middle, but I kind of left like the little weep holes were there. You could see down in the bottom there where it kind of bubbled up because I just folded over. Again, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to be seen or it's going to look great or anything like that. You know, it's just kind of to clean it up. First time doing it, and of course you're not going to do like a big project like that on something expensive. So as you guys know, this was like a free boat somebody gave me to kind of get out of their yard that they were selling. They kept the motor because the motor was decent, but they wanted to get rid of the boat, so they had to find a little motor for it. Probably like a little 10 horsepower so it could go at the camp. Although I wouldn't really mind something maybe a little bit bigger to go other places and have some fun with it. Oh, I just dropped this. So again, same thing. There was a hole in the little seat right there, so I did the same thing, and then I just poured a bunch of resin that I had left, you know, right down in the crack over here. So I let it go down. So that's all just gonna harden up and kind of do its thing. And same with the back of the seat there. There was no crack in there except for the hole here, but I just poured the rest, let it run and do its thing. All it's really going to do is kind of strengthen it up a little bit more as the epoxy sets. I got a little water still up in the front over here. So in the front there doesn't look too bad, and none of this really looks bad. It just kind of needs a cleaning, as you can see, but there's no cracks or anything. The only other place I'm thinking about maybe laying some stuff down later is down in there. Again, it's not really anything. Water weeps through there, but you can see the fiberglass on the bottom. and like maybe some of the foam that's right down up in here. Again, don't really do much of anything. The only other spot I'm thinking about is maybe cutting, put a couple pieces over this little crack here later. I think somebody walked up there, you know, years ago, and that's how we got that little stress crack. It just needs to get cleaned up again. Remember, I sanded it all down, but you know, stuff from the trees like falling on it and all that. But I'm not going to worry about that till I go to put some paint on it. Same with in here. I got some water in there. You know, I got a shop vac, so I'm going to let this do its thing for, I don't know, probably a couple days. Tomorrow maybe it should be dry. So again, I'll let it do its thing for like a day or two, and then we'll see what it is. We'll probably clean it out again. If I got to mix up anything else, I'll mix up some more stuff, and you know, fill some more areas and stuff like that. I just did that with what I had, and that was pretty much a 4 by 8 foot sheet of fiberglass that I bought. I just bought it at the hardware store, the auto parts store. It's only like a couple bucks for like a 4 by 8 sheet, so you know, that's not too bad. And you see under here, it's still looking nice and clean. No stress cracks in there. It was just like gel coat cracks, but you know, like up in here, just gel coat cracks. I mean, it's pretty smooth, but it's not, you can't even feel it. You know what I'm saying? So just in the gel coat. I mean, like you said, it's a 1959. You know, I was looking at this transom area. Transom looks like it's been fixed a couple times. You can see here, it looks like somebody tried to fiberglass down up in here. It's pretty strong. I mean, you see where it did kind of, I guess, break up in here. But they put that big plate on it, and that's all bolted through. So again, I'm not going to get into a big fiberglass replacement thing to fix the transom on this boat, because for what we're going to use it for, not really worth it. I mean, as long as it holds a little 10 horsepower motor and can putt around the pond. I mean, the pond's not really that big, and I'm honestly not worried about it sinking. It's not going to sink. It definitely holds water. And you're not going to have enough power with the 10 horsepower to have to worry about that thing ripping off the back. So, like I said, it's basically just a putt around the pond, something for the kids to kind of play with, you know, when it's done and ready, and, you know, go from there, you know, maybe sell it for a couple $100, maybe kind of clean that transom up a little bit later. I want to focus more about the inside of the boat and kind of getting a majority of this done and taken care of before I really worry about that, because, you know, again, like I said, we're not putting something big on it, we're not putting something powerful on it, something where we got to worry about it ripping off the back. So I think we'll be all set, and we'll just go from there. You know, maybe next year or something, or whatever, depending on what we even do with it this year, if it even ends up in the water, because I'm looking for a cheap motor, 10 horsepower, something that I can hook up, you know, because I do have the throttle and all that goes right there, so all my cables will run right down through. There's the steering cable right there, so it's all hooked up. So it's a matter of finding something that's, you know, not a trolling motor, because I don't want to sit back there with the handle doing all that stuff, you know, when you got a seat and a steering wheel. So, but I'm not looking at spending $1,000 for a motor. You know, I got a cap of maybe $500 for something that's pretty decent, because regardless I can always take it off this and put it on something else. So that's just a little update. Thanks for watching, and we'll get you on the next one. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share, all that other good stuff. Hope you're having a great day, and continue doing what you're doing. Follow along for the next one, and again, please hit that like button, help us out, get some more stuff going. That'd be pretty cool. I'm trying to like grow the channel, you know, get a little something going to do more things. So thanks for following along. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you in the next one.